a waste hierarchy. Last class we have discussed manufacturing components of an organization, how much they manufacture and how they monitor yearly, that we have discussed. After doing that, there are further scopes in order to prevent the pollution. We can reduce pollution. That is the highest thing which we can do, and most favorable option is called reduction. The waste can be reused as another product, recycled, recovery and disposal. The fifth thing, it is not most expected. You can see least favorable option, disposal. After manufacturing any component, if it is disposed, it is the last favorable option to be done. First one, how to prevent pollution is avoiding or minimizing the generation of waste and restricting into environment. This is the first one. You can measure the number of waste is being generated for a financial year, produced to limit the damage. If you monitor for 1 year, then next year you will be in a better position. Then third thing is, it is often most difficult and expensive to control pollution after it has been released. Before generating the pollution, you have to take more efforts. But after the pollution is being generated, it is very hard to control the pollution. Adopt a clean technology. This is the first parameter in order to reduce the pollution. Clean technologies are sustainable energy. It will not emit CO2. That is called clean technology. Transition from gasoline power vehicle to biofuel or electric. I have discussed in earlier class what are biofuel, naphtha, biogas, the methane. Yes, I have discussed around 5 clean fuels. They will not emit any harmful things. Hydrogen is one of the fuel. There is an example. You can use those kind of biofuel. And ethanol and electric vehicles can be used instead of CO2 emitting vehicles. Next one is pollution monitoring. This I have discussed. In different countries, they follow different control boards. In India, we have Central Pollution Control Board. When you look into United States, they have a board called SLAMs. What is SLAM? State Local Air Monitoring Stations. In India, we have different forms. Annual reports on volume of pollution in each state of America has been released in that website. So you can go through for different countries. New Zealand, they follow on standards. The developed countries use advanced machines. So here we are using air monitoring instrument. This is placed in top of the building. But in certain countries, they use drones. Drones can fly much higher and find the amount of pollutants in different height. So you can see even satellites are used to monitor the pollution. Drones create impartial, accurate monitoring report. So how much pollution is being measured at a particular height we are doing, some countries are doing. And if you go further heights, what is the level of pollution in detail can be taken reports. In a land, you are disposing certain things, meaning soil, groundwater and surface water. You get polluted. The remediation measures has to be taken for all. Next thing is recycling. First priority is reducing. Second priority is recycling. The first thing, have you seen this kind of sorting out? In well-developed countries, they do this sorting out. Sorting out means they are collecting the waste. In Bangalore, BBMP Corporation, early morning a vehicle will come and collect all the waste. After collecting the waste, it will dump to a large workshop, large place. If it is dumped there, further it has to be done this kind of sorting. Can you see people's work here? In well-developed countries, they do this. The people already know that plastic waste has to be taken at one basket, decomposable waste has to be taken in one basket, and electronic waste has to be taken in one basket. People will not sort it out at the home. What they do is they dump all the waste in a single container. So this kind of sorting out is required. So this is called recycling waste treatment. What they can do is they will separate it at the corporation level. For each ward wise they will do it. So when doing this, they will separate plastic, they will separate electronic items. The biodegradable items will be taken in a different mode. This is called sorting. So the majority of customer product can be recycled. Electronic products can be recycled. Is glass recyclable? Yes, recyclable. Glass is a melting process. How they produce glass? They melt. They melt the chemical and they pour it into a container. So this will create a glass. Glass is recyclable item. Plastics. Not all plastics are recyclable, but certain plastics are recyclable. Those things you can sort it out. This is called recycling work. Post-consumer stage, sorted correctly and does not end up in landfill. If you are not sorting it out, what will happen? Entire waste will be dumped at one site. Even resources also might be dumped, not only the waste. So resources can be used for the recycling work. Next thing is reduction and treatment of toxic waste. Can you see this? This is an example of toxic waste. Toxics, otherwise called hazardous. Paint industry produce more toxic waste, and kerosene, diesels, crude oil waste, whatever you get, petroleum product waste are toxics. And thinners are all coming under toxic material. Even radiation, uranium, radioactive elements, these are all called toxic elements. So this reduction and treatment of toxic waste can be done very carefully, and most of the government have planned for reduction and collection treatment of regular toxic waste. Toxic waste cannot be disposed in a common consumer waste. Generally we will not handle toxic waste. As a consumer, we will not get access to buy those products. We have to adopt cleaner technology. Instead of using hazardous waste, we have to come up with a new project, new ideas, new researches. We cannot keep on pollute the environment by using same old technique. That is called the communication technology. You can see what are the other things you can use. Material science. Instead of one material, you can use alternate one. Nanotechnology, semiconductors and electronics. Electronic gadgets which can be used in a next higher technology which will not harm to the environment. How to prevent water from polluting is, there is a mission in India. Have you heard this mission? WASH program, WASH. This is called Water Sanitary Hygiene Program, WASH. This is a program which has been initiated in India to provide good drinking water, to provide safe drinking water. Otherwise we can say safe drinking water is to improve water, sanitation and hygiene. This is called WASH. WA is water, S is sanitation, H is hygiene. For every people, how to provide water, sanitation and hygiene. So this thing is a policy for our country, and they have taken clean water to 20 million houses. 20 million houses is 2 crore. But we are how much crore? 140 crore people are there. But the initiation is being taken, those who have not reached. Around 2 crore people is being further reached with a good water facility, schools framed with WASH. Observe the government schools having water system, clean hygiene. The pollution control board controls. They cannot control common people. What they control is, they control industries, they control educational institutions like that. So what happens? Slowly this reaches to maximum number of people to prevent contamination in environment. This initiation is taken for need for safe drinking water available for all. So hygiene behaviors are washing our hands, biological pollutants has to be removed. This program is initiated in India. Around 4.4 million of household gained this. So in northern states you have high sanitation lagging. Next thing is air pollution. We contaminate water, pollute water. We pollute air. Air in the sense, how to reduce air pollution? Biomass fuels, domestic cooking, especially in indoor fires. So remove all the old vehicle, because old vehicle will be in BS2 engine. In previous classes I have discussed with you. BS2 engine creates 14 gram of carbon per kilometer in atmosphere, but BS6 engine creates only 1 gram of CO2 emission. So if you surrender your old vehicles, what happens? The reduction of CO2 will happen. This is one of the form where they can reduce air pollution. Waste optimization should be adopted. Optimum percentage you have to consume the raw materials. Next one is waste should not be produced. This is the priority thing. Not always possible. Waste management, waste hierarchy from desirable to least desirable. Can we reach 100% reduce, recycle, reuse? Which we are trying, but till now we have not achieved the level. This is called 3 R's. What are they? Reduce, recycle, reuse. So this thing is an waste optimization principle. Reduction efforts is minimization at source, is called reduction. Efficient use of raw material and changing technology. Reuse. What do you mean by reuse? Using the item more than once. Plastic bottles is an example for that. If we throw out the plastic bottles, it will be recycled and it will come again. In railway stations you go, they will give plastic bottles for 1 rupee, yes or no? And you can refill the water for another 5 rupees. There will be water ATM there. In IRCTC you have that option. Then recycling can be done using discarded material. All broken bottles can be collected and be made it as new glass bottles. Yes, this is what we are wanting to achieve. Sustainable environment, recovery of materials, composting. How you can do recovery of material is composting or incineration. Have you heard this name? Composting. All degradable waste. In your house you have vegetable waste. When you are cutting vegetables, fruits, all biodegradable waste can be dumped into a soil. What happens after some time? That becomes a manure. That is called compost. Vermicompost is another type. So if you dump all your food waste in a soil, in certain time after 3 months or 6 months, that becomes a manure. You can use it for plants in your house. It will grow well. So that is called composting. You can dispose the biodegradable waste in a soil. This will be waste organic matter. This will improve soil. This will not degrade soil, which will improve rather than decomposition process. Now, so far I have discussed one topic. What is that? Pollution reduction. Now, how pollution can be controlled? Pollution controlling measures. Now, in that first one is called combustion. If you are having a waste which can be burnt, what they do is finally they collect all the waste from an industry. If it could be burnt and it will not create much harmfulness, what they will do is they will burn with this. So you can see the waste through this channel. You can see a pipe here. Through this pipe the waste will be inletted here and the combustion air inlet. So here all the waste will be combust. Only the flue gas will go out. This process is called combustion. For what are the types of waste you can do combustion? Is organic forms of waste. The organic pollutants convert into water vapor, relatively less harmful, such as CO2. CO2 is relatively less harmful. This is called combustion. This you can do it for organic waste. Next one is absorption. Can be done by using scrubbers. I have already discussed this. What is smokestack scrubbers? Can you recollect? I have discussed in previous class. Abatement of pollution. Even in your exams, this same question has been asked. How to reduce this air pollution is you can use this kind of smokestack scrubbers. What is the use of this? The industrial waste will be taken in a pipe. You can see this is a pipe here, flue gas. This is the industrial waste. Through this, the gas goes, and there are sprays. Water spray is available at the top. What happens? It absorbs all the toxicity and the clean air goes outside. You can see there is a combustion. During the combustion, there might be harmful elements. These harmful elements, after this, you can use the absorption technique. Absorption technique is the flue gas comes here and the spray will be there. The harmful toxic will get detoxified here and the clean air goes outside. So this is the form. This will be circulation pump. This water will be keep on circulating top to bottom. So this is called absorption. These contain a suitable liquid absorbent, removes pollutant present in gaseous effluent. How gaseous pollution can be converted into liquid form? Adsorption is happening surface level. You take water particle. In water particle, if certain things are surface level, this is called absorption. So gaseous effluent are passed through porous solid absorbent. Certain places they do. In a pipe, they keep this adsorbent and they pass the gas. It will filtrate pollution. Methods to control particulate emission. Particulate is particulate matter 2.5, particulate matter 10. These two are particulate matters. This can be reduced by using dust bag filter. Can you see this assembly? In this assembly, there will be a dirty gas will be passed and it will pass through this kind of chambers which is called filtration bag. Can you see this kind of bags? This will be in a cotton material. When these gases are passed in between this chamber, what happens? This will collect all the dust and it can be dumped into the site. So the clean air will be letted outside. So this is called dust bag filter. Gravity in process, this particle settle down by gravity force. So there will be a sequence of chamber. Through this, if the gas is being letted, you can get the clean gas from the other side. So this polluted gas will be letted in dirt chamber. After crossing this dirt chamber, you will get clean outlet and this will be taken to the environment. Sudden change in direction of gas flow. This particle will separate in greater momentum. So there will be zigzag movement of flow. So due to sudden movements, the particulate matter will automatically collect all the dust. Now, wet scrubber. Can you see water inlet here? Here the polluted gas is letted in one side and can you see water? Water inlet. So when the gas is being letted in one side, there is a throat. What do you mean by throat? A small channel is called a throat. Can you see the small channel? Through this channel, when it flows along with the water will absorb the harmful elements and it will fall down. Can you see? And flooded elbow. All the waters will be collected here and it will be flooded. So the contaminants will let here and it will be taken into a drain. When the air goes outside, the gas will be letted and it will be a clean gas. This is another system. This is called what? Wet scrubbers. Why they call it as wet scrubbers? Can you see the difference? This scrubber, the gas comes from bottom to top. Where does the clean air go? The clean air go from bottom to top. This is called smokestack scrubbers. But the wet scrubbers, the air comes from top. Can you find the difference? It passes through the funnel and it goes out in a U form. When it goes down, it takes all the chemicals. What are the chemicals? It eliminates mining, metallurgical industries, they use SO2. SO2, sulfur dioxide, NH3 ammonia, metal fumes, etc. These kind of contaminants are removed from this kind of wet scrubbers. Now, next type is electrostatic precipitators. This is one of the method. What they do is they supply current in this conductor. Can you see a plate? This is a plate. At both the plates, they supply current in a rod. What will happen? It will be charged with positive particles. When the gas flow along with this positively charged particle, when the smoke passes at one side, it will attract all the fumes, all the particles it will attract. So it will be collected at one side. Can you see? The wastes are collected at one side. The smoked particles are attracted to the collecting plate. So this plate collects all the dust. This is called electrostatic precipitator.